How's this for a headline? Jewish neo-Nazi renounces white supremacist past and comes out as gay. What? That's, again, I referenced this before, but this is just like Dave Chappelle's black white supremacist. A Jewish neo-Nazi who's gay, to boot. Wow. Kevin Wilshaw first became interested in Nazism as an 11-year-old when, when you're at your intellectual peak. His father was very right-wing, and he wanted to emulate him. He told Channel 4, since then, the British man's life has revolved around white supremacy. Now, after a lifetime devoted to the far-right cause, Wilshaw has renounced his hate-filled past and revealed that he is gay and has Jewish heritage. He divulged all during an interview with Britain's Channel 4. Quote, "You're a Nazi with a Jewish background who is gay," said Wilshaw's interviewer, Paraic O'Brien, evidently baffled by the contradictions. Wilshaw joined the National Front and Britain's far-right and fascist political party soon after turning 18 and rose to become a prominent figure as an organizer for the party in the 1980s, according to Channel 4. He later joined the far-right British National Party. As recently as this year, Wilshaw was speaking at extreme right events, and he was arrested in March for online race hate offenses, according to Channel 4 News. So why the sudden shift in allegiances? It all came down to getting a taste of his own medicine, Wilshaw said. Recently, he explained he had been suspected of being gay and had been subjected to abuse because of his sexuality. Quote, "It's a terribly selfish thing to say, but it's true," said Wilshaw. "I saw people being abused, shouted at, spat at in the street. It's not until it's directed at you that you suddenly realize that it's wrong." Wilshaw also revealed that his mother was part Jewish, but despite his Jewish ancestry, Wilshaw wrote in his application to the National Front that the war against the Jews, quote, "enemies of my race," needs to be waged on a global scale to be effective. Wilshaw said that he feels appallingly guilty for his past. "I really do feel guilty," he said. "Not only that, this is also a barrier to me having a relationship with my own family, and I want to get rid of it. It's too much of a weight." Okay, so here's one of the situations. I'm happy that there's one less neo-Nazi in the world, of course, but it had to affect him before he changed his mind. Like, the same hate he spewed against everybody else needed to be directed at him before he was like, "Hey, I think this might be wrong." Yeah, it was wrong when you were fucking ranting about how Jews should be put in gas chambers and Muslims are evil and fucking everybody that's not a pure Aryan is terrible. For fuck's sake, man, you're ranting against yourself, your own mother. So, but this is what happens. And by the way, they go on, it's more complicated because they go on to talk about how the aspect that was most appealing to him was the community aspect. So he's like, yeah, it's me, and I'm a far-right hateful asshole, but I met with other far-right hateful assholes, and we got together and we'd be hateful assholes together. So it was this community thing that he felt like he was a part of something that felt good to him that further led to him believing the bullshit. Because believing in the bullshit is like, goes hand in hand with having that community and having that feeling of solidarity. And the feeling of community and solidarity overrode in his mind the damage that was being done to other people. And that's fucked up. It's like standard tribalism. Like, oh, I feel good, I'm part of a group, but hey, we also stand for massacring Jews. Like, that's fucking terrible, man. But the second it was directed at him, he realized it was wrong. Like, oh, now you maybe dislike me because of the same reasons I disliked everybody else? Well, that seems unfair. Well, by your own logic, it was perfectly fair. And this is that standard far-right thing where, I don't see how this is wrong until it directly affects me, and then I instantly see it. Immediately see it. Even with things like universal health care. Hey, I wasn't in favor of Medicare for all or single payer until I lost my job and lost my health care, and then I got a problem and I almost went bankrupt for having to pay for it, and now I want single payer. Like, I'm glad you do, but why did you have to, I'm sorry, but it's true. It's just a sign of stupidity. It really is. When somebody could walk you through it and say, this might not affect you now, but here's how it affects other people, put yourself in their shoes. And it's just stubborn and idiotic to be like, no, I don't care that it affects other people. And then those same people, when it actually affects them, go, I see the wisdom of it now. But they tried to explain it to you before and you fucking pushed it to the side. Because you're dense. You're fucking dense. You're dense. You're dense. So I'm happy you're not a Nazi anymore, but you're also fucking dense. And that's really sad.